What the heck does that mean? Specifically talk about the brain tissue or the nervous tissue. White matter, when you look at any nervous tissue, it appears to be whitish material. Likely you are looking at the axon. Okay, because axon most of them have myelin sheath, and myelin sheath is fatty, right? Gray matter is where you see the cell body, because cell body have all those organelles that we have learned, right? Rub-ER, all that. So those are the neuron cell body, which we call them the gray matter. Take a look. Let me go to the easy one first. This is an actual cross-section of the human spinal cord. And clearly, can you see the white and the gray matter in that view? Okay. You notice that when I draw the spinal cord in the muscle contraction, I draw that picture right there. You notice that? Right? See, in this case, all the cell body, they locate in the middle, in the spinal cord, right there. Make it look gray. Where all the axons that travel up and down of your spinal cord, they are on the outside. Basically, your spinal cord is a bundle of cable. What do you mean by cable? Axon. Where the cell body located in the middle. You see that? That orientation is slightly reversed. Because this is the chain first cut through your brain right here. And you see that PC, the ventricle that we discussed? Okay, that has the ependymal cell. Okay, look right here. When you go to the brain, can you guys see the white matter? Okay? And then you see the gray matter in the middle? Right? Which is very analogous to the spinal cord. But when you go to the brain, look closely. There is another gray matter on the outside. Can you guys see that? Okay, that we call the cortex. And that cortex is where we think most of the cell body that communicate with each other, that create with something that create a human civilization and the cognitive capacity as a human. So next time, if you date an airhead, don't say, man, that guy's an airhead. I'm just sorry. Don't say that. That's not nice. I just date a guy that had really deficiency in gray matter. Now, that's much more romantic that way. Right? Or I date a guy that his ventricle is bigger than normal. That means that he don't have the gray matter. All the romantic you can say. Are you okay with the term gray matter and white matter? Right? So if I say, I accidentally poke into the spinal cord and I damage the white matter, what structure of the neuron I damage? The axon, right? Okay? Hopefully it grow back or regenerate. If I poke something and accidentally destroy your gray matter in the spinal cord, you are killing some neuron already. Are you with me so far? Huh? What made of the cortex? Is the cortex gray or white? It's gray. So those are the ones, yeah, those are the ones that stroke directly affected. Yeah. All right. Something you should come in? No. Oh. Oh, somebody trying to get in. Not sure remind him to sign. Maybe let him suffer. Okay. Now we look at neuron. We have to classify neuron, otherwise you know that the best thing that we're able to study anything is able to organize them into different groups that you can study it, right? So remember the joint? We study the joint. How do we classify the joint? Based on what? First, based on structure differences, right? And secondly, based on the function differences, right? And we do the same thing with neuron. Based on the structure differences, you have three types. It's very easy to remember. Multipolar, bipolar, and unipolar. What the heck does that mean? You know something that you have two, you have one, and you have many, right? Very simple. Here's the cell. If that cell has a single process sticking out, it is unipolar. If it has two processes sticking out, it is bipolar. If it has many things sticking out, they are. Is that easy? Are you okay so far? Unipolar, bipolar, and multipolar. Okay? Now, based on the function, if you remember the first slide of this chapter where I tell you guys that this is how the nervous system is used to control. It has a sensory, it has an integration, and it has the motor output. Remember that? So if the neuron that carry the sensory information, you call them sensory neuron. If the neuron involved in the carry out the activity that control your smooth muscle, your cardiac muscle, or your skeletal muscle, we call them the motor neuron, right? And the neuron that involved in the integration, we call them interneuron. Does that make sense? Let me ask you this. Do they exist equally? Think about this. Do they exist equally? Or one will be much more than the other? If one much more than the other, which one you think is the most abundant? Out of those three types of neuron based on function, which one you think the most abundant? No, I'm talking about function. So you have a sensory, motor, or interneuron. Oh, you are a very sensitive guy. Henry says sensitive because we are a very sensual organism. You agree on that? Sensory? Motor. Morgan said, motor. I always do. Right? What do you think, Gabriel? One says sensory, one says motor. Well, we have the one left.
Sensory.
Sensory. What do you think, man? You have to pick. You cannot be neutral here. Take it and live with it. Motor. So we never mind. Okay, first, here's the truth. 90% of neurons in our body are interneurons. Think about it, you guys. Remember we mentioned this, right? For example, my sensory right now, Megan just said the wrong thing, for example, right? So my hearing say, oh, she said the wrong thing. It does not require a lot of neurons for that, because it's sensory. However, what in my head right now? Megan just said the wrong thing, right? In my head. Should I beat her? Right? And my head say, no, she didn't give any point. What's mean beat her up? She's wrong all the time. Right? I say, don't do that. However, we have to make her suffer because she's wrong. Right? But what my point is this. It is make us human is what we go between our ears. Right? To punch her, I can contract the muscle, I punch her, that's not much neuron. Are you with me? But before I carry out that, all the thinking, all the cognitive capacity is the one that takes time, the one that requires a lot of neurons. That is the reason why human, we call ourselves, we are the thinker. We always think before we act. Are you with me? How many times you always say that to me? Oh, I wasn't thinking. When you do something wrong, I wasn't thinking. Next time you can do correctly, I'm sorry, I did not use my interneuron. Are you all with me? Because all of that right there in your head, there are much more. Sensory symbol, they come in and tell you what's going on. Motor, you send a signal, they contract. But what you do in between, and that's the part, remember you guys that in your brain we know about 30% of the function, the other 70%, that is the part that we don't know the most. The integration. How do I know that that's bad, that good, that is this, all that right there. So next time when I hand out the test, I don't never say, good luck. That's lame, right? Please activate as much interneuron as you can. Are you all with me? I mean, how much muscle it takes for you to write down bubble A, B, and C? Not much. But how do you come up with that? That's a lot of interneuron you got. So if you take some guy really smart, don't say that's smart, because they say you just show off. And then the guy, I believe this guy activated most of his interneuron. That's romantic. Are you all with me? Okay? Good. Now you take a look at action.